Hey guys, it's Mahel here, and today I'm going to be giving you my advice on the absolute essentials that you must have for Freshers Week 2020. I made a similar video last year about the things that you should take to university, as well as other Freshers related content, so make sure to click the info card in this corner to check that out, as a lot of the information in those videos are still relevant today for Freshers Week 2020. If you're new here or if you haven't already subscribed, then make sure to click the subscribe button and click the bell to turn all post notifications on, as this ensures that you do not miss out on a single video as soon as it goes live. I upload an array of content and a lot of it is very informative, so you don't want to miss out by not being subscribed. So once again, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn post notifications on so that you do not miss out. Before we get into today's topic, I'd like to start by thanking Wondershare for sponsoring this video. Wondershare are the creators of PDF Element, which is an all-in-one PDF editor and reader that can be used for both your professional and academic needs. PDF Element is a cheaper alternative to the likes of Adobe Acrobat and more powerful than Preview on Mac, but it still provides you with all of the tools that you need, and to be honest, you can't really complain when something is cheaper but also powerful. Some of the key features of the software include being able to create, edit, convert, annotate, and sign PDF documents. For a limited amount of time, you're able to save up to 40% off on PDF Element through a special link in the description below that I have for you guys. You don't want to miss out on this sale, and I advise that you take advantage of it while you can. If you're a Mac user like myself, then downloading PDF Element couldn't be easier, as it's available through the Mac App Store. However, that isn't to say that it's available on just Mac, as it's also available on other platforms such as Windows, Android and iOS. A key feature that stands out to me personally is being able to edit over 300 formats and being able to save to any Office format, PDF and more. Additionally, I'm also a fan of the optical character recognition feature, as you're able to scan a document for static text and change this into editable digital text, and this is very handy if you are writing up textbook notes, as instead of writing it up, you can literally scan that textbook in and optical character recognition will scan that text for you and make it editable, saving you so much time. If you want a full overview of how PDF Element can support both your professional and academic needs, then I'll be leaving a link to a Q&A in the description below, and you can check that out for more information. And once again, I will be leaving links to purchase PDF Element in the description below, so make sure to take advantage of the up to 40% off sale while you can. Now that we have the sponsor segment of the video out of the way, let's get right into today's topic. This video will be focusing specifically on the items that will come in handy during Freshers Week and a couple of weeks after, and I won't be telling you about the obvious stuff like bringing bedding or bringing stationery. These essentials are ones that I've personally picked out that will come in handy during Freshers Week that you may not think of at first. These items that I have picked out will come in handy, as they can potentially help you make friends and settle into university better, and trust me, I've actually used some of these items and they've come in handy for me, but also I wanted to share it with you guys, as I want to give you information that isn't available anywhere else. Everything that I do mention in this video will have purchase links available in the description below. These will be from Amazon, so there will be affiliate links. However, there will be purchase links in the description if you do want to go ahead and purchase anything I mention in this video. Starting the video strong is my first recommendation, which is a speaker of some sort. I can't stress enough how important a speaker is, and it could either be a portable one like this is a UE Boom, or it can be a proper speaker that you place on a desk. And honestly, a speaker is one of the most important things that you should have for Freshers Week. The reason that this is first on my list is because if you haven't seen my previous video, I explained that Freshers Week may be cancelled in the sense that clubs won't be open. And with a speaker, you can make the best out of the worst situation, which I'm going to explain now. Because clubs may be closed, despite social distancing guidelines, it's inevitable that there's going to be flat and block parties. And if clubs are closed, you kind of want to be the person to bring the party to you, as people will recognize you for this and give you respect for it. Having a speaker and hosting an open party is a great way to get your name out there and meet new people. I remember my first week at St. Peter's Court at the University of Nottingham, where my friend Brandon hosted an open flat party, and if it weren't for this party, I probably would have never met him. And even to this day, I'm still friends with him. He's a great guy, but like I say, if he didn't have speakers and he didn't decide to host an open party, I may never have met him. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to host an open block party, but even if you have a speaker for your own flat, this can open up a whole realm of opportunities, as you can offer your speaker to other people within your flat. My advice would be to offer your speaker, whether that be for prees or a casual conversation, and let someone connect to it. The reason I say this is because let's say someone connects to it and they're playing a lot of D Block Europe, they're playing Gunner, and they're playing Lil Baby, people like that, then you'll be able to understand what kind of music they're into, and you can talk to them about it. You can be like, oh, so you're into Lil Baby? So am I. And just talk about your music interests and what festivals you've been to, if you've been to any gigs, concerts, etc. And from there, you can even recommend going to a certain club night or even to a festival. By offering your speaker, more times than not, you'll find someone that has a common music interest. And this is a great way to break the ice, as you don't really want to be the person that has forced conversations with someone, such as, oh, so how old are you, what course you doing, etc, etc. I prefer more natural ways of breaking the ice, and I believe that having a speaker is one of those. Personally, I think having a speaker is just such an important essential, and that's why it's first on my list. Not only can it be used for Freshers Week, it can be used for your entire university experience, and it is such a good investment. I'm going to throw in a bonus essential just for you guys, and that is a disco light of some form. These are typically very cheap, as you can find them online for around a tenner, and when you have both disco lights and a speaker, it can help shape your environment and make you come across as the very fun type. I personally had both speakers and disco lights, with my speakers costing around £60 and my disco lights costing around £10. Whilst the disco lights sadly broke after falling off a windowsill, the speakers are still with me, and they came in handy post Freshers Week during first year and second year. Once again, I will be leaving links to purchase the items that I mentioned in the description below, so make sure to go ahead and check those out, as everything I mentioned are items that I can personally vouch for. The second essential that I'm going to recommend to you guys is fancy dress, and lots of it. Before coming to university, I'd only been to one fancy dress themed party, and that's it. I'll be honest with you. Because of that, I laughed off fancy dress when someone told me that I should bring some to university, and now that I'm coming to the end of my second year, I just sit there and think, oh wow, fancy dress was something I really needed at the start of first year, and sometimes fancy dress will be more essential than regular clothing when it comes to going out. We all know that one person that loves their Kenzo sweatshirt or Tommy Hilfiger t-shirt and wears it 24/7. However, if you're part of a society or a sport especially, you're going to need fancy dress at university. In the context of Freshers Week specifically, at the University of Nottingham, there were 4 themed club nights, and all of them required fancy dress. The themes at the University of Nottingham Freshers Week were Zoo, Back to School, Glitter and Baywatch. It may be a while till your university announces what Freshers events will happen, considering the current situation. However, I'm going to provide you with some recommendations of fancy dress that are essentially staples for your university wardrobe. I do have a list in front of me of recommendations for fancy dress that I typed out last night, and they are a Baywatch outfit, as this can be used beyond Freshers Week and even on a weekly basis if you wanted to. For example, if you go Nottingham Trent and there's Ocean Wednesdays, you got a Playboy themed outfit, whether that be a Play Bunny or a pimp outfit. A pimp outfit can literally be as simple as a Hugh Hefner hat and a dressing gown, a pub golf themed outfit, an army or police themed outfit, something for Halloween, something for Christmas, and something for Easter. Whilst I'll be leaving Amazon purchase links in the description below, I can personally vouch for a store called Love Your Babes, which sells fancy dress, and there is actually one in Nottingham in Into Victoria, and it's very popular with Nottingham Trent University students, as Nottingham Trent has something called Ocean Wednesdays. It's essentially their sport night, but every single week they dress up in fancy dress. The reason I mention Nottingham Trent and Ocean Wednesdays is because if they are dressing up every single week, week in, week out, in fancy dress, it goes to show how important and how essential fancy dress is for not just freshers, but your whole university experience. That's why I recommend that you make your purchases now, as this video will be going out in either late June or early July. and you don't want to wait until it's September where you're going to struggle to find fancy dress, and especially when universities announce their freshers theme nights. Because trust me, the items that I mentioned, you will use them at one point or another, and a lot of them you'll be able to use during freshers anyways. My third essential for freshers week is related to my previous point in the sense that it's clothing related. However, it's appropriate clothing. I can't stress the word appropriate enough, and before you start getting any ideas, what I mean by appropriate is something appropriate for a student, whether you be lounging around or going out. It may be very tempting to wear your drippiest outfit, whether that may be an Alexander McQueen t-shirt or the Alexander McQueen trainers, a Gucci satchel, etc. However, I recommend that you don't do this for Freshers Week, as not only will you get a lot of looks, but a lot of students just dress up in basic clothing, and you don't want to be the person that stands out completely, because like I say, you want to blend in as much as possible during Freshers Week. The key about Freshers is blending in. So whilst you can bring your Gucci, Louis V and Alexander McQueen to university, I wouldn't recommend stepping out in this until you're around people that are comfortable with you 100%. Until then, students typically tend to wear brands such as ASOS, Boohoo Man, Guess, Nike, Adidas, Puma, Faded, Ralph Lauren and Tommy Hilfiger. For the woman watching this video, don't worry, I haven't forgot about you. You may be tempted to bring every dress and heels that you can find to university, but most times you won't need either of these. Especially when speaking about heels, I can't stress enough how much you shouldn't need heels, and especially for Freshers Week. A lot of women step out in canvas trainers such as Adidas Superstars, Vans and Adidas Stan Smiths, and you do not need heels to go out. Canvas trainers are usually paired by jeans and a top with women, and sometimes canvas trainers can be worn with a dress. However, especially with heels, don't bring them to university unless you're going to a formal. You won't need them for club nights out. I'm now going to give you another quick bonus essential for Freshers Week, and that is having a good set of fragrances. I won't go into detail about why you should have a good set of fragrances, as that should be quite self-explanatory. However, I'm going to provide you with a few personal recommendations. For men, I'd only recommend a couple of obvious ones by name, such as Paco Rabanne 1 Million and Dior Sauvage. However, the key is to have fragrances that smell nice but aren't recognized. A few favorites of mine include Bleu de Chanel, Mont Blanc Individuel, Ralph Lauren Polo Red, Nautica Voyage and Calvin Klein 1. If you want to go all out and spend top dollar on fragrances, then I recommend anything from Amouage. I personally own Amouage Interlude, which is about £200. It's a very expensive fragrance, and I typically save it for special occasions rather than going out and going clubbing. But they do have a selection of fragrances that are elite, and I recommend those if you are looking to spend top money. Whilst Interlude is more of a date fragrance, they do have other fragrances available which may be appropriate for a clubbing setting. For women, I'm not too knowledgeable on fragrances, but I must say that having YSL Black Opium is an absolute must. That fragrance, oh my god, it smells so nice. So trust me, you want Black Opium in your fragrance collection, and that's all I'm going to say for women fragrances. My next essential that you must have for freshers is a games console with 2 controllers at least and FIFA. The reason for this is because given that clubs may not be open, you want to be the person that brings the motive to you, so then you are recognized as the fun person that people want to be around and get to know. And by offering to have a FIFA tournament in your room or in your flat, you can meet a lot of people, de-stress and break the ice without forceful conversation. I can't stress enough how much you should try and think of ways to meet people during Freshers Week and talk to them in non-forceful ways. And by playing FIFA, you can just sit there, chill, have a conversation while you play, and just bond. And it's a really great way to get to know people, which is why having a games console with at least 2 controllers, preferably you want to have maybe about 4 or 5 controllers, and FIFA is an absolute must, and why it's my essential number 4. Even if Freshers Week does go ahead as normal and clubs are open, you can use FIFA as an excuse to host something in the daytime to get to know people, Or you can even suggest to your own flat that you take a break from clubbing for one night, as you may be too tired or you just want to get to know them in a chill environment, and use the time to play some FIFA instead. My last essential may sound a bit obvious, but in reality it isn't, and that's having money, and lots of it, because trust me, Freshers Week is very expensive. It's no secret that Freshers Week is costly, as you can spend hundreds of pounds within just 1 week, let alone an entire academic year. This is because if you go clubbing, then most likely you're going to be buying drinks, which is going to set you back a lot of money, especially for Freshers Week. But also, I recommend being as social as possible during Freshers, and so you're going to be doing things such as buying Ubers, Domino's night, going out for a meal with your flat, and all of that is going to add up and cost you hundreds of pounds. Thankfully, my personal financial situation right now is looking kind of healthy, in the sense that I'm not overdrawn, my bank balance is positive. However, there have been times during my university experience where I have been overdrawn, and quite badly overdrawn. In fact, I know someone that's currently £2,000 into their overdraft, and not once have they been positive in their bank balance since starting university. And trust me, it's not ideal to be overdrawn, especially in the first term of university. I'm not saying you have to be rich to attend university, so let me be clear. All I am saying is it's in your best interest to save up as much money as you can between now and Freshers Week, specifically for Freshers Week, so that you don't have to rely on your student loan for Freshers Week and then deplete that, so then you're basically trying to survive and go by for the rest of term. Because let's say you get your student loan in September and your next one in January, you don't really want to be spending all of your student loan in September and then struggling to live from September to January. That is why I recommend saving as much money as possible, specifically for Freshers Week, so that you can use your student loan to actually live between September and January. Even though we are in the middle of a pandemic, it isn't impossible to make money during this time. In fact, I know people who have started Instagram businesses selling various things, and I also know someone who has their own tutoring company and employs people under their tutoring company. She's only 21, I believe, and it's amazing because she juggled this alongside her degree. So trust me, if you put time and thought into it, you can make money during this time, especially for Freshers Week, and it's just going to come in handy having money saved up specifically for freshers. That is going to be it for the video, guys and girls. I hope you did enjoy it. That has been 5 essentials that you must have for university for Freshers Week, as well as 2 bonus essentials. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to leave a like, comment below and subscribe, and turn post notifications on by clicking the bell, as this will ensure that you do not miss out on a single video. Make sure to follow me on social media. That's at Mahel Khan on TikTok, Snapchat and Instagram, at MahelX on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, especially as I will be posting updates relating to YouTube, and you can tweet me and I will be able to answer your queries over there. I'm not currently answering any DMs. I'm going to explain why in a future video. That is in context of Instagram DMs. I have been getting some, I'm not answering them, and I'm going to explain why in a future video. But also make sure to leave a like on my Facebook page. That's at official Mahel Khan. All of those links will be in the description below. Once again, I'd like to thank Wondershare for sponsoring this video, as they have been helping the channel continue. And honestly, you need to go and check out PDF Element and take advantage of their up to 40% off sale while you can. But a massive thank you to Wondershare for sponsoring the video once again. Let me know in the comments below as well what videos you'd like to see from me, whether that be freshers related, university related, A-levels related, or even GCSE related. Everything that I mentioned in this video, the list of essentials, will be available via affiliate links on Amazon in the description below, so make sure you go and check those out as well. That is it for the video, guys and girls. Hope you did enjoy it. I've been Mahel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.